Hello, peoples. Hi there. I'm Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see ya. What's new? What's happening? Hopefully you are all well. I'm feeling much better today. I'm still not sure what 100% happened there. But hey, can't describe everything. So, stream on a different day than usual today. Let's see if alerts actually went off because it's a different day than usual, so alerts would be a good thing. While I'm doing that, I can also conclude the ingredient challenge for tomorrow, because I will be back here tomorrow to do ingredient challenge since I wasn't here on Monday. It does look like Discord, it might have fired. Ooh, it did fire. Nice, nice. Good. And ingredient challenge while I was there. I'm gonna say Cherry Cola won that. I'll finish cleaning it up later, but we'll get the important stuff there. And so, Cherry Cola for tomorrow's ingredient challenge. Hello, CR. Oh, creature. Creature? Happy to see ya. Hello, Nan Reader. We have any other check-ins there that I missed earlier? Hello, Will Poker. Hello, Soph. Hello, JK. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to see everyone back. Let's see how over we are on my grind of the coffee tonight. I free-handed it as far as time. Welcome in, Pinto. Much better than yesterday. Oof. Oof. That's a good almost 10 grams higher than usual. No, 8 grams higher than usual. So we're doing quiche tonight. We got any quiche fans in chat? I'm gonna do a crust from Idaho's. I've got onion, I've got peppers, I've got sausage, I've got eggs, I've got dairy. in addition to that loveliness, I'm debating making some peanut brittle. Well, there's 8 ounces in a cup. For this, I do somewhere between 14 and 16 ounces. My normal cup of coffee pinto is about 21 to 23 grams of ground coffee, and then about with water up to about 370 grams, and then I went a little bit over for tonight because I had more coffee in there, but I didn't do like ratio figuring out or anything. Hush you. We're done with you for tonight, Kettle. Get some fresh water while that's still dripping. It doesn't need to be. Ah, Scramble's being tender with chat tonight. And if you're looking into my fridge, there totally isn't already a bottle of cherry cola in there. I think Pinto's trying to test my memory, of which I have none. I know that's a very famous quiche as well. I have no clue what is in it. Definitely a full cup there. I appreciate all you showing up from my night off. Cheers. Good brew. I don't need any water right now. That coffee's good. Okay. Starting with taters. We gotta shred ourselves some taters. It's tater shredding time. Give these a quick rinse off. I'm pretty sure it's both, Pinto, but that now you got me Googling it. It is one. Classic French savory tart from the Lorraine region, featuring a flaky pastry crust filled with a rich custard of eggs, cream, smoky bacon, cheese, Gruyere, or Swiss. Back to using this thing. Still haven't recovered from the last time I used it. Got myself again. Let's see if this thing actually works. I joked about it before, I shouldn't have. This thing is slowly chipping away at my entire hand. Now I get to clean it up though. Come on. 20-year-old Band-Aid wrapper. What you looking at, camera? Oh, you knew I came in here. Interesting. The granite pan I'm still not familiar with. It's likely one of those ceramic style pans. It's my assumption from the word granite that, or stone, that is impregnated with silicone. And so you're basically got a silicone smooth surface that wears away because the silicone is not being repregnated into it. It just slowly disappears. Silicone is in all sorts of stuff in food world. Yeah, it says wax paper. It's sprayed with silicone. Squeezing the liquids out of our taters. I just pulled this out of the dryer today. Let's start preheating our oven after this. Hey, Chris. Salt. MSG. Pepper. You know, I might need two just for this. Here, can you hold on to this for me? Two different egg producers. Actually, we shouldn't put you over there. We're definitely going to need more eggs later. Let's add a little seasoning in here too. I mean, I did MSG and pepper and salt, but let's do a little pepper in there with our potatoes. Some onion in with our potatoes. Or did I just say pepper? Garlic and onion with our potatoes. And cayenne. We'll leave it there. Now we get the egg all around there, making it all happy. Let's get our pan out here. I'm going to use my springform pan tonight. Well, I got this design in there anyways. I can go a little harder over here on the cutting board. All are probably like, can't you follow a line? I can't even see it half of the time. They're probably better than the camera. Hi, Tiff Tiff. I don't know if I said hello to you yet, but hello. Thank you for the resub. Appreciate that, Nan Reader. And then I went too thin. Alright, I'm just giving up on that even though I cut it the size. This is what should have happened in the first place. There we go. Another safety, security thing, sanitary thing. Much like the other night, I have cuts on my hands. I'm wearing bandages on my hand. I should be probably wearing a glove on my hand. I just don't care to pay for a glove right now for making food for myself. If this was food for anyone else, really, at this point, I'd be wearing a glove. Just putting that out there, letting y'all know. I don't consider this normal or proper behavior for what train. Ooh, hype train. Y'all know where the hype is stream on chat, on Twitch. On chat. I am unfamiliar with what exactly a treasure train is. I know they have all sorts of different hype trains now. They have, I know they've had the Golden Kappa hype train for a while. I am not sure what the treasure is from a treasure train. It sounds like you get some sort of treasure. Okay, so we got this set up now, and this now needs to go into the oven to blind bake. I'm debating in my head right now whether I want to add my rice in there or not. It's holding shape pretty good. I don't think it's going to fall apart in the oven. I think I'm just going to throw it in there as is. Treasure is 35% off on gift subs at level 2. It sounds like I need to get to level 2 though. So I've got that in there at 350. I'm going to give it at least 20 minutes and take a look at it. It's probably going to take a little longer than that, but I wanted to get it started. I'm actually almost debating maybe I should have left. I preheated to 400, and now I'm almost debating maybe I should have left it at 400. I'm not following a recipe for this, by the way. The furthest I've gone as far as a recipe for this tonight is I looked up how many eggs I should probably do for a standard size quiche to give myself a ballpark. And there it goes. How did I want to cut these? That's not how I wanted to cut these. I'm going to slice these. I think that's probably too much onion for this project, so I'm going to use, let's say that. New bag of mini peppers. This one's mostly red. I'm noticing most sweet peppers are more and more just being red. Like, the other day I was at the warehouse, this was a while ago now, but I was at the warehouse club a while ago, and the they have bundles of large peppers, and the bundles were all, like, pretty much all red peppers. Like, there was some yellow, but, like, there was no green there. It's almost like green pepper is slowly disappearing from at least American foods. Like, green peppers were everywhere in food when I was a kid. When I was a kid and walked 50 miles to school uphill in the snow. I'm just kidding, it wasn't 50 miles. Do they even allow kids to walk to school anymore? Like, the whole idea of walking to school could be a... You still have safety patrol? People with the little reflective things? Nothing funny about it. Kids should be able to walk to school safely, and it says a lot about our current society. Hi, Zahara. See if I can just use a spoon to pinch these off. Takes quite a bit of force, but it works. The process was parents would come wait at the door for them. He was in 4th grade. I was allowed to write a letter to the principal allowing him to walk the 3-minute home alone. Yep. I sort of get that one, though. Like, in the day of litigation and all of that, I can understand the school wanting a piece of paper saying that that's what your parents intend you to do. I'm relatively okay with that. It's the, oh, we don't allow that, or that just doesn't happen. I mean, there are certainly people in much worse situations that I am sure there are many people who don't want X person or X adult picking their children up, or, you know, they have to have all sorts of restrictive stuff. I'm old enough now that I've heard enough stories from people that have been divorced and the issues with dealing with the kids and whether they're getting any money for them or not. And yeah. Oh, sorry. That's is that because I have the is that the 7 gifts that I have? Let me see here. That is the better TTTV emotes. For those unfamiliar, my stream I have Better TTV, which is mostly defunct these days, but still is sort of like a zombie program that exists. I have 7 TV emotes, and I have FFZ, or Franker Faces, emotes that are all free to use in chat. And so if you type something, it gets replaced with an emote. It's because there's emotes in there for that. Welcome, John. How you doing tonight? I'm cutting peppers and onions while cooking potatoes. Hi, Alex. Last one. Shepherd's pie has mashed potato on top. Quiche's egg pie is this Eggman's pie. I don't know. My first question is I have not heard of an Eggman before. It's a little like asking someone to go chicken hunting. So I'm heating up a pan on the stove that is going to be for searing sausages. Ooh, I gotta take the ring of death off of my new thing of oil. That one came off pretty easily. Actually, the easy part was this one came off. Like, has anyone gotten this type of top on their oil with it still sealed with the piece I just took off still in there, and it be like impossible to get this top lid off because there's a suction between the two? I've had that happen to me several times. What's the weather like here? It's not peachy, but it's not horrible. It was a little overcast today, and it hasn't been snowing a ton, or it hasn't been snowing at all. It hasn't been raining a whole ton this winter. But otherwise, I mean, we hit 70 the other day. It's still not really. I mean, it's supposed to be 70 here year-round as far as I'm concerned. Like, if it's not 70, I'm upset. The thing is and I said it's not really raining this year, is usually this time of year is not necessarily all that much more fun here either. Because generally December through like February, it's just like dreary and raining at least like 3 days out of the week. And then you count the fact that people in California, at least the natives here in California, don't know how to drive in rain, much less snow. They drive like it's snowing in the rain. flip, damn it. Balancing them on the hump to try and get them to flatten out, but it does also typically make them squeeze out like they're doing now. That was our initial timer on our oh well. Initial timer on our crust. So we'll take a look at our crust here in a moment. After we get these onions in there to help regulate the pan temp. Provide some steam for our sausage. Let's look at our crust. All right, I think we're there for a blind bake. We got some nice starting to crisp around the sides on this. It's nice and firm to the touch as far as being dried out and held together. We got some nice light browning at the very tips of the edges here, which I hope will continue as we cook that. I'll leave that there for a moment and let it cool. Salt. A little late with the salt for the onions, but my intentions were good. Pepper's going in now too. since the onions aren't cooling down the pan at all or providing much steam anymore. That's an interesting idea for a script. That might even be a moneymaker. I don't know if I want to give that one away for free, if I can do that. Sorry, I'm not giving that one up in the middle of stream. In fact, I want to write that down and put that somewhere so I actually think of working on that when I'm not working on the 50 other projects that I've got going on in any one moment. For those who don't know, I've given away a couple of free scripts at this point that I've mostly just vibe coded, but I spent the time to vibe code them. Those would be the face detection, scene switching, and a script that automatically turns these cameras, this one here and this one right here, to default settings because Logitech was defaulting them to their own settings every time and turning on autofocus, and yeah, no, we don't want autofocus. I want you to just stay, I mean, you're set in place. The perspective is not changing. So if you're interested in either of those, you can either scour my Discord, you can scour the Twitch Creator Club Discord, or you can ask me. I'll happily give them to you. flames off on these lovely things. We'll give those another moment to rest. Rinsing the bowl out because I'm going to reuse that. Going to use that for our eggs later. Ooh, I just had an incredibly bad for my health idea. No, not doing it. I was debating adding my bad for my health idea I was having was I do have some cream cheese in the house that is not furry. And I was thinking that I could have mixed a little of that cream cheese in with the egg mixture. I will do this, though. I do have this. Beef stew in the slow cooker. What's your veggies for beef stew? I do love me a good beef stew. Like I'd probably be okay with life eating beef stew. If I could change little things about it up, I could eat beef stew probably every night of the week. I'd want some potatoes with it in some form, whether it's in the stew or on the side. But yeah, potatoes and beef stew, I could live off of that. Scramble's reminding me of Poughkeepsie. That's perfectly acceptable. What would you have put in it if you went to the store and had a budget, didn't worry about your budget? Myself, I want some morels. Definitely heavy on the garlic, but real garlic. Alright, we're down to room temp there, so I think we can move forward with the rest of this now. Given the sausages a moment. Jarlic? We have Jarlic appreciators in my chat? I don't know how to feel about that. Next thing you're all going to tell me is you buy your cheese shredded. Is that Eggman? Because he's smiling. We're getting rid of Eggman now. Now it's Alien Eggman. Sorry, Eggman, I had to beat you. Freeze-dried thyme and parsley. Thyme first, then parsley. Worcestershire. MSG. Pepper. Salt. All right, now that we have that lovely mixture, we got to add everything else to it. We'll start them with our onions and peppers. Actually, no, that's probably not the greatest idea because these are pretty warm. Don't want to drop those straight into. This is going to be considerably cooler even though we cooked it. Add our cheese in. Hi, Oscar. No, I'm not doing an omelet. I'm doing a quiche. But I'm doing a quiche with a hash brown crust. I've already par-baked the crust. You can see it's a little brown and crispy on the edges. And it's pretty well solidified together. What did I do with the spoon I was going to use for this? There it is. Onions, peppers, sausage, and pepper jack cheese with thyme and parsley. And we're going to fill this up with that. I'm going to try and get solids down there first, and then try and pour some of the last remaining over the top. That way we can somewhat evenly spread our physical stuff around. Even though we sort of mixed it here, it didn't really mix there. Then we got our oven at 350. I'm going to turn that up to, I didn't want a timer. Bake. 375. I'm going to put that in a pan so it's a little easier to take in and out of the oven. But there we have our quiche for the evening. I'm going to do the oven a second. I'm going to give the oven a second longer to truly be to 375. I mean, I just set it to the temp and it's telling me that it's already at the temp. It may be, because they usually swing a little bit wildly beyond the temperatures they're set to hold. But I'm going to give it another minute just to make sure. Let's see, do I have enough stuff for this? Probably not. Nope, that's not a second one. Okay. I guess I can't do what I was thinking of doing tonight for the second thing. The second thing I was thinking of doing tonight, not planning, but thinking of doing off of stuff that I already had at home, was I was thinking of doing some peanut brittle. It was National Peanut Brittle Day yesterday, day before. And I was like, I got these peanuts that I keep not eating. They've been here for a month or two. Hey, Michael. It's not the first time you've been in here. Why are you saying New Year? Anyways, so I was hoping to get rid of those, but I'm realizing now that I don't really have any corn syrup in the house, and it's one of those dishes that you sort of need some corn syrup to get the nice crack on your sugar. I hope you are well though, Michael. So what can we do while we're hanging out otherwise then? We'll do a little cleanup. All right, now I'm trusting it's up the temp. Going in. And we're going to give that 40 minutes. Let's do 30 to be safe and take a look at it in 40. Well, I'll take a look at it in 30 and expect it to probably be 40. I don't know how else to put it. Let's see what else is new in my life lately. Still sort of dealing with truck stuff. I mean, I got the truck back, and it's back running relatively decently. It still needs help, though. Awesome, Michael. Are you supporting a particular charity with that, or? Or maybe I'm getting them confused. There are getting to be quite a few food battles here on Twitch. I'm not 100% sure on the whole thing with that too either. I don't know the whole challenge either. I just sort of like pretty much all of them. I'm just sort of like, yeah, I'm just here to cook dinner. I'm not looking to. It's not my thing. I think they're great. No Super Bowl food. When is the Super Bowl? Like, I do not pay attention to that. About all I know about the Super Bowl this year is that there's a Spanish singer doing the halftime show, and they've already pissed off all of the conservatives. February 8th? Oh, do I have stuff out that far already? I just added some stuff to the calendar. Did I add stuff out that far? I did. Or no, I didn't. Well, we have that option to plan for it. Is it Green Day that's doing the pre-show? There's a pre-show now. Like, I didn't remember there being, like, a pre-show to... Like, I fully would not be surprised if there were major bands playing before the Super Bowl on a regular basis. I don't remember it being, like, a show. And I think they felt like they had to add Green Day to the front of it or start promoting Green Day to the front of it because... the Puerto Rican singer. I don't know why I keep substituting speaker for singer. At the same time, I don't think Green Day is going to make conservatives any happier. Thank you, Sahara. Yeah, we have a lot of Americans that primarily speak other languages. I was rather put off by the current administration saying that everything has to be in English. Like, I mean, it's part of our heritage with World War II that we used Indian code language, and we have, languages that would, like, die without being continued. Not just counting the Indie ones, but American Samoans, Puerto Ricans, yeah. Hawaiians have their own dialogue. I don't know the name of it. Sorry if there's anyone out there that I'm offending by not knowing it. I'm same, Suki. It'll be actually interesting and intriguing because I typically listen to the halftime show for myself. I've heard about him and known about him for quite a while, but I've never really heard his music. I don't listen to a lot of vocal style music. I don't do a whole lot of like pop music and things like that, which I know he's not pop music, but Latin. That I sort of group it all together. At least in my head. I know it doesn't really make sense for those that, care about one of them. Interesting. Did the bot wait until people came back from ads to post the summary? Or is it just randomly posting the summary? It waited double the time to post the midstream summary. Then again, Uh-oh. I went over the board and I think the bot crashed. It's relogging. The word was tart, by the way. So, Zahara, you should have won that one. There we go. It caught back up after it rebooted. Now we have to figure out why it's restarting in the middle of stream. I hope it wasn't because I opened the dashboard. Yeah. Poor little Raspberry Pi that could. Currently sitting at 70% memory usage and 26% CPU. Them LLMs be doing all sorts of assumptions. It's all they do is sit there and assume. And they're all horrible this time of the month, too. At the end of the month, they all don't want to do anything at all. They're all trying to pad their API usage at the end of the month. Who's got snow on the ground? Did anyone luck out? Did anyone get it worse than they expected? Is anyone, like, actually snowed in? Like, I can understand being snowed in, don't want to leave the house, but, like, is anyone stuck in their home right now? Got a wall of snow when you open the door, maybe using the snow as your refrigerator. That's sort of like a Tahoe thing. I don't know if everyone's key to that thing. Nine inches is not nothing to joke about. That's hydroplaning and snow depth. Yeah, if you're in somewhere that expects it, like you're in the northern parts of the country where they, have plows all set up and they have salt normally for a normal season, and I doubt it's horrible for those. It's we're in Texas and it snowed, people, or Florida and it snowed, where we have nothing to deal with this situation. Our roads are all junk. Welcome in, Mimic. Mimic. Yeah, I mean, I don't love being, like, stuck in with rain during this time of year, but, like, just because we don't have a drought doesn't mean we need a new one in California. Drought. Not drought. Captions. I know California has plenty of drugs, but I meant to say drought. I clean everything already? Oh, hey, we're smoking the pan back here. Got about 15 minutes until we first check our quiche. This goes a lot quicker if you do... Like, frittatas are so much quicker, I'm realizing right now. Because with a quiche, not only do you typically, you don't have to always, but typically you have to blind bake your crust. And then you have to bake the dish inside of it. And the baking inside of the crust plus the pie tin takes longer. Where if you compare that to frittata, you're pouring the eggs into an already pan and finishing in the oven. It's like 10 minutes compared to total cook time, compared to this is going to be 20 minutes for the blind bake and another 30 to 40 for the whole bake. Wow. Just for a crust? And I didn't even make the crust, like, I did potato, but like I didn't sit here and make a pie dough or something. That would have taken even longer. Frittatas are definitely better. Like, frittatas are cast iron friendly too. See what we got going on here in the world. Hi, Splits. Boo, Tiff. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Cold and wet and ugh. Can I make Super Bowl food? Oh, that's right. I already said hello to you, didn't I? Yes, I can make Super Bowl food. I should probably put a note into the calendar that that is Super Bowl Sunday. Alright, I tentatively renamed the event for the day Super Bowl Sunday stream. So I'll think about it when I go to write menu. I did a week or so ahead of time earlier today. I've done Super Bowl food a couple of years now, and I might actually, like, I don't really have the ability to look back that way I would like to, but I should maybe see what I've done in the past. Sure, why not? You can use them whenever you want to use them. Like, I complain when people use them, but I don't really care. Like, I made it. Knowing who plays, that could, Patriots, shocker. Seattle, shocker. I don't even watch football, and those two teams, I am so surprised that those two teams are in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's not Chicago and Detroit. Hey, Skeleton. Welcome, welcome. The Bears. Yeah, that's exactly what you look like, bot. '40th anniversary Bears Patriots rematch. Ooh. Oh, I can repeat my one piece of useless information that I know about teams in history of Super Bowls. Detroit has never been in the Super Bowl. I learned that one last year. Or was it the year before? They just sort of melt together. It could have been 2021. There's a proper way of saying it. I guess they're like the new Cubs. Like, the drought has been so long that it would be a miracle. Man, I got myself in several places on that thing today. Like, I got my pinky today, but this one, my finger here, was the other day. And now I'm realizing that I didn't do any real damage, but I scraped enough that's slightly red and irritated over here. That thing's just dangerous. Here I was joking about, they ain't no problem. I ain't ever owned one that did any damage to me of any serious. Like, I've worked with some that I wouldn't want to. But as far as ones that I've owned, I'm out of water again. How come you didn't point out I was out of water when I finished my cup last time? This is all your fault. I'm just realizing that now I probably could have had some sort of chemical leavener in there to poof up my eggs a little bit more, and I didn't do that. So I will add that to at least anyone watching the VOD or anything along that line. You can add baking powder, baking soda, whichever your favorite, into that concoction and throw that in there, and that'll help you get a little bit more of a rise out of your eggs and make them look like you put more eggs in there than you did. I mean, the eggs are going to poof up a bit on their own as it is, but you can make them do more. Might end up a little fluffier that way too. Maybe. Possibly. Well, also splits my other experience with Super Bowl Sunday is that no one shows up. Just about any major day, there's other events going on, viewership tanks. I will be doing it after the Super Bowl, too. So, like, everyone's full and falling asleep at that point. Already got the drinking headache and... Time-wise, I think it's typically, like, towards the later half of it. Like, typically it's scheduled well before my stream starts, but the actual game doesn't, like, start when they say it does. And that's even without there being, you know, like, overtime. So it's likely that the game might still be going on, but it's going to be like towards the tail end typically. Like I'm going to do my typical 4:30, so. And if I remember correctly, Pacific time, it usually is scheduled to start around 1. Minute and a half until we do our first check. It's smelling good. Smelling yummy. Oh, 3:30 Pacific. Oh, it might actually be almost around the same start time. Like if it technically starts at 3:30, you've got, you know, the coin flip and all of the ceremony and the teams running in and they have to introduce the 50 past people that were part of the Super Bowl as ending that year. Cooking and watch along? I'm perfectly fine with narrating how things are going and keeping people up to date with the score. I'm not going to play any audio or video. That is if I can even watch it. Like, I don't even know who's broadcasting it, and if I have to subscribe to some service this year, which that happened for Olympics last time, didn't it? Like, it's got to be, like... Nope. We're giving it another 10 minutes. It is still liquid in the center. It's still wobbly as a whole. The eggs obviously have not reached temp. What things should I make on stream? Keeping in mind, they have to be done on stream. Like, we're not going to be doing, like, Jello shots or something where it has to cure overnight. I agree, Splits. Oh, I don't know if I said this or not, but 10 minutes and I upped it up to 400 from 375. So, just because I had expected it to be at least partially going at this point, and it didn't look like the eggs had really started to set at all, which is shocking to me at that time for that long. So was that a suggestion? Was I should make tortellini for the Super Bowl? It's been a minute since I've done any sort of wings. Oh. Why didn't it give it to you? Oh, you put a period at the end, that's why. At least that's working. I've done quite a bit of work to try and shield the database from being messed up by anything. Quite a bit of work. I love wings and nachos. The problem with nachos is nachos don't look great on stream. Like, I did nachos, the chicken nachos the other night, and they were amazing. Like, really amazing. Like, one of the best dinners I've had in quite a while. But at the same time, they look horrible. At least I think they look horrible on stream. They don't make good pictures. They don't do video. And all of the final like prep is like the last 30 seconds. Wings, I sort of shy away from wings here on stream too because there's not a whole lot, like, other than making the sauces myself. I'm cooking chicken and tossing it with sauce. That's sort of a problem with, wow, did my voice crack there? That's sort of a problem with a lot of trending foods and in the marketing world that we live in now, where we have people that love these appetizer dishes, these dishes that like are designed for restaurants to just be able to pump out in 30 seconds and like are not really like I want to be a little more creative, but I don't want to say that I'm hating on those recipes at the same time. Like, I love me some hot wings or some nachos. Are they really the choice for streaming? For doing something different? I mean, I'm largely just doing dinner for myself, so I don't know why I'm even saying that, but jalapeno poppers would be fun. Making them from scratch at home. That said, I did find a location recently for finding them pre-made frozen. Mm-hmm. We could do like I put this on, this is fresh in my head because I'm doing this I think this weekend. I'm gonna do a deconstructed egg roll bowl. Just sort of do like a stir fry mix of all the traditional egg roll fillings, but egg rolls would be a fun one to do there. I've also been kicking around the idea. I found out that they've already been done, so it's sort of been knocked down the ladder. But I was thinking the idea, it might be cool to do a night of doing tamales with interesting or fun fillings with them. I was thinking of doing something like a cheeseburger tamale and stuff like that. And I fully expect people to have tried that before, but I was hopeful I was being a little creative. Pigs in a blanket. Toad in a hole. Poor bot. No, I meant it's poor now. I didn't give the bot any money. I don't know where it gets money to buy books. For the record, I don't feed it either. I somewhat agree with that, Splits. Besides, Irish nachos are so much better in a bar. And tater tot nachos should not be eaten outside of the home. I learned that one the hard way a year or two ago. Had some family outing and ordered them at the, like, they just, like, on one hand, it's an amazing dish. On the other hand, it very quickly becomes very messy finger or fork food because they just sort of like fall apart. Still not there. We're getting close though, so I'm only giving it another 5. I haven't been to any bars. I can't think of any bars local to me that do any of that sort of stuff. Actually, most of the bars around me don't do really food at all unless you're getting into pricey territory. But yeah, nachos, not horrible, but I don't think it's a great bar food. Not bad with beer, not great bar food. Okay for sharing. Like, it's better for sharing. It's better for a plate for the table thing. But that depends on how they're making them, because a lot of bars just do the, like, melted cheese over the top on the salamander. And that, you know, you get that pulley, stringy cheese that looks impressive, you know, from the other people in the place. Not really fun when you're trying to share a plate. Croquettes are fun. Well, they were just stealing it from TGI Fridays that did the, I think they only did like 6. But they weren't even like really, they were like fried. It was like a chip with toppings on it that was fried. I don't know, this is from my fried memory from over a decade ago. Is TGI Fridays still around? Or is that a zombie company still? I know at one point last year or the year before, they were at the point where all of their franchisees were mad at the company because of all the gift card fees that they were going to have to cover because of them, and it was going to bankrupt a number of them. There's a number of chains that I sort of like. I never really visited them, but I sort of miss at the same time. Like, I miss all of the salad places, really. Like, I never really order or make salads at home. But I'll eat a salad out. If I don't have to keep all of the fresh stuff fresh, yeah. And so, like, I used to be a big Ruby Tuesdays fan. All of the salad buffets and stuff like that. Good time. And none of them are around anymore. And TGI Fridays wasn't a salad place, but it falls under the places that I never went to, but I've sort of missed that they're gone. Nice. Scramble's got heart. Had me worried there for a moment, YouTube. We were broadcasting the right title and everything? Good, okay. I was frustrated almost all day trying to fix things with the website. The archive is still not showing up right. Especially the last month has still got several things that are like misdated, mislabeled, missing videos. No bueno. That depends on if you have dough ready, Splits, but if you have dough ready, defrosted, ready to go, pizzas are a 5-minute deal too. Like, you've seen me make them here on stream. Even in a home kitchen, it's only 10 minutes. 11. I do 11. Pulling away from the sides, that's a promising sign. Pizzas is more like, and especially if you're going to be in business doing pizzas, you should have a proper, either a flat deck or a actual like wood-fired oven. Like, you shouldn't be doing, like, at home, sure. Home's a different thing. But if you're in a professional business where you're doing something that's built to do the, like, if you're in a business, your kitchen at this point these days should be built out for what you're doing. Because it's going to cost you a fortune to build it out. Like, when I graduated, it was going to be over $100,000 to build out a kitchen. I don't even want to know what it is today. And that was for the basics. So if you're doing pizza in a pub, you should be buying an oven just for that, and you should be getting a proper one. And I have a feeling a lot of pub pizzas are probably ones that you could do at home better. A lot of them are just frozen ones that they're reheating too, from now that I think about it too. Like, you know, they're doing DiGiorno for you. I guess we just got a bunch of yolk sort of here in the center of this because it is solidified now. It is fully cooked through. Pizza can be, I would say, well, here at home in my oven, I would say anywhere from 5 to 11 minutes. You have the oven hot, you have a proper oven for doing it, you're 500 or higher, and yeah, it does not take long. If you have one of the new fancy air fryer like ovens like they use at Subway and stuff like that, you could probably do it in a minute and a half. I'm gonna use one of my charger plates here to hold the quiche for serving. Hey, Rib. Yeah, there's. I didn't think about it when someone was asking me how long it takes to make, but yeah, I've been to many, especially when you're talking dive bars, that sort of a joint. Mini pizzas, that sort of a thing. Pre-made. I mean, you obviously have the highest trained, best chefs working as your bartenders, right? Or you're paying for a chef on top of your bartender? The parties. Can't say that it rings a bell, but I have not scoured the frozen pizza area of my supermarkets for all the different options. If I'm doing pre-made frozen pizza, I generally just go for a Newman's Own, even though it's like a cracker crust and a completely, like, it's not normal pizza, but it's pre-made and I like it. And I like Newman's Own company. Like, not sponsored, not anything like that, but they make decent products and they put all their stuff towards charity. All right, let's open up our spring form here. Ooh, sticking a bit. Let's I mean, I've got parchment on the bottom, but I more or less relied on the non-stick for the sides. I didn't butter this, which you can be free to do at home. Actually, I advise you know what you're cooking with and use that to your advantage. Know how your tools work. Know how your pans work. So we had some stickage. Not desired. But we're looking pretty good otherwise. Oh yeah, we're looking good. Nope, we're just leaving it on the paper, I think. It doesn't want to be taken off of the paper. It doesn't want to slide off for me. I didn't add any real butter to suggest it to the paper though, so. Decent crust on that. I would use a paper towel for this, but I just ran out of the roll and I didn't feel like breaking open a new one here at the end of the night. So there is that delicious looking concoction. Actually, let's get a photo first and then we'll spin it. It's still plenty warm, so it's gonna sit here fine for a moment. crispy potato. Oh, come on. Can I get an overview? Well, we went from scratch tonight, and I'm doing this largely just on a whim. I decided to do a potato hash brown crusted quiche for something a little different. Try to keep dinners a little bit on the lighter side here on Mondays. Well, it's normally Monday. We're doing Tuesday instead tonight, this week. We do soups and lighter dishes typically. And so this fits in right with that. And we're doing, so it's got a shredded, almost hash brown like crust to it. We got a filling of cooked onions, cooked peppers, and sausage, along with parsley and thyme, in with the egg mixture, a little dairy, a little pepper jack cheese. And we've got ads. Boo. Just in time for the finish. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. It's scheduled to start at 57 minutes past the hour, he says to everyone that isn't watching ads. Got any clean forks over here that I don't have to double clean or put away? I think this turned out great. I think I should have buttered the pan. Buttered or lubed up the pan regardless of it being nonstick. I relied on it being nonstick. I shouldn't have. But we do have a nicely cooked through potato filling going on there. And we have the eggs just barely set here, but they're cooked through. Let's see, what do we got going on here in the Discordian? Well, we can start off by saying, anyone that joined in later into the stream, we started off by announcing that Cherry Coke, or Cherry Cola, has won the ingredient challenge. So tomorrow's challenge, tomorrow's stream, is going to be making dinner and dessert using Cherry Cola in some form. Totally have not bought all the ingredients for that already. Absolutely not perfectly prepared for that already. Absolutely surprised that Cherry Cola won. Wasn't a landslide. And so that is our plans for tomorrow. We've got, let's see, where are we? I'm a month ahead here now in this calendar. There we go. Well, doing the deconstructed egg rolls on Friday, actually. I mentioned that earlier. Going to be doing almost a stir fry slash slaw slash... Like, I've done stir fry before with cabbage. So this is almost in that same ballpark. But going to take the fillings of an egg roll and do that as a bowl. We got Sunday's going to be a fun one too. Going to be essentially doing French onion soup, but we're going to do French onion soup with actual croutons instead of like a large crouton and tons of cheese over the top. We're still going to melt a ton of cheese over the top, and then I'm also going to add beans into it. And so it'll be a little bit more like a winter French onion soup, even though French onion soup is not exactly a summer soup. That is our plans for this weekend and the rest of this week. Wrapping up next Monday, if I don't feel horrible again on Monday. Going to be doing big salmon with vichyssoise or potato leek soup. I'm going to do a warm vichyssoise though, so it's not going to be really vichyssoise. Let's see, where are we doing on time now? Okay, I think we got everyone back from that poorly timed ad. I think this is where we call it an evening so I can go and enjoy this. Let's see who's out there on Twitch tonight. We're gonna blind raid someone tonight, which I've been occasionally doing that lately. Cool. Yeah, so I am going to raid out to Chaotic Good Mage. I have never been to this lovely gentleman's stream. He is making tacos. So hopefully you like tacos and enjoy hanging out with him. I'll be back here tomorrow, like I said. I hope you all have a great finish to your week. I know we're only in Tuesday. I didn't really know what to do to finish it up. Anyways, I hope you all have a great evening. I will see you back.